When I first started training, I was faced with a common dilemma. Should I use gym machines or free weights? Both options have their appeal. Machines offer safety and guided movements, while free weights provide versatility and the chance to build true functional strength. But here is the million-dollar question. Which one is better for muscle growth? Over time, I learned the distinct benefits and limitations of each, and research in exercise science has given me valuable insights to guide my decisions. Today, I want to share the results of my journey and the scientific evidence I've gathered so you can make an informed choice that aligns with your goals and lifestyle. I will start with my personal experience, and around the end of the video, I go over some really interesting studies that will answer all of your questions, including which one is better for muscle building. After stepping into the gym for the first time, I felt like I was in a maze. I glanced left at the free weights, an intimidating realm that looked like it belonged to advanced veterans, and then turned right towards the gym machines, which appeared calm, orderly, and almost welcoming. Like many beginners, I gravitated toward them because they were less crowded and seemed easier to master. I vividly remember spotting one with a flashy biceps graphic and thinking, that must be the secret to bulging arms. I hopped on it without a second thought, only to later realize I'd been admiring the picture on a completely different piece of equipment. But let's pretend that mix-up never happened. The fixed movement patterns and built-in safety measures immediately appealed to me. Even though I had no idea what I was doing at first, it was nearly impossible to mess up on a machine. They allowed me to isolate specific muscles and focus on my form without worrying about balance. Studies have shown that they can be particularly effective for hypertrophy and isolated muscle groups, making them an excellent option for rehabilitation or for beginners, just where I was at the time. As I progressed, however, I discovered that machines, despite their safety, had limitations. Their fixed paths sometimes restricted natural movement, preventing my body from engaging the full spectrum of stabilizing muscles. I'll never forget my first barbell squat after switching from the leg press. The challenge was entirely different. My core had to work overtime to stabilize the weight, and I quickly realized that free weights demand a level of coordination and balance that machines don't. Studies by Schoenfeld and colleagues have shown that free weight exercises lead to greater activation of stabilizer muscles, which enhances functional strength and overall coordination. My first-hand experience confirms it. Another important point I learned is that not all gym machines are created equal. Different brands and models can vary widely in quality and design, which significantly affects how well an exercise targets your muscles. For example, I once used an older leg extension machine that forced my knee into an awkward, rigid path, limiting quadriceps engagement and even causing joint discomfort. In contrast, modern equipment with more adjustable settings and ergonomic designs allowed me to tailor the range of motion to my body's natural mechanics. They provide the benefit of incremental resistance adjustments that are ideal for gradual progression. For example, when I was first starting out on the chest press machine, I could add as little as 2.5 pounds at a time, which felt like a significant milestone and allowed me to steadily build strength without risking my form. In contrast, when I transitioned to a dumbbell bench press with free weights, the smallest weight increase available in my gym was typically around 5 pounds per dumbbell. That jump was a giant leap compared to its counterpart, and it often challenged my ability to maintain perfect form. I still vividly remember one day when I attempted to push my limits with dumbbells. Determined to progress quickly, I increased the weight by 5 pounds per side, confident that I could handle it. As I lowered the weights during a bench press, my form began to slip and a sharp pain shot through my shoulder. At that moment, I realized I had overreached, and the injury forced me to stop immediately. That incident was a wake-up call. It taught me that gradual progression is essential and that machines, with their precise increments, can be invaluable for preventing such setbacks. This painful experience reinforced my commitment to building strength safely, always prioritizing proper technique over quick gains. Unfortunately, this wasn't my only injury. I experienced persistent lower back pain and even had disc herniations in both my neck and back from other free weight lifts. Heavy deadlifts or overhead presses would often trigger pain or worsen my condition. That's why I chose to lean toward the safer side when it came to gym equipment, although I've gradually reintroduced some free weight work as my form improved. I remain cautious and avoid movements that could compromise my stability since I am still in the recovery phase. This harsh lesson completely reshaped my training approach. I learned to respect the limits of my body by prioritizing safety over lifting heavy just for the sake of progress. Now, I focus on mastering proper technique first, slowly reintroducing free weights only when I can ensure impeccable form. I also incorporate extensive warm-ups, mobility drills, and targeted recovery techniques like foam rolling and dynamic stretching to keep my muscles primed and reduce the risk of further injury. Does this mean you should train exclusively with machines from now on? Absolutely not. I'm simply emphasizing that they are invaluable for rehabilitation and are an excellent starting point for beginners who haven't yet mastered more advanced lifts. They offer a controlled environment that allows you to develop proper form and build foundational strength safely before transitioning to the complexities of free weight training. One aspect that I continued to explore was how each training modality influences muscle activation at a deeper level, especially when targeting specific muscles. Research using electromyography has provided fascinating insights into how the body responds to different types of resistance training. For instance, some studies have shown that when you perform an exercise like a machine-based isolation movement, the EMG readings indicate a very concentrated activation of the target muscle, as the machine's fixed path minimizes interference from stabilizer muscles. This focused contraction is especially valuable if your goal is to maximize hypertrophy in a specific area. In contrast, free weight exercises tend to show more diffuse activation patterns, not because they are less effective, but because they require your body to engage a network of stabilizers and supporting muscles to control the movement. This additional muscle engagement is great for overall functional strength, but can dilute the intensity of the primary muscle if isolation is your sole objective. There was a period when I decided to conduct a personal experiment. I devoted a few weeks to using primarily free weights for chest exercises and then switched to machine-based movements for the same period of time. I kept a detailed training log and even measured my progress with EMG assessments at a local university lab. The results were illuminating. While free weights gave me a greater overall sense of power and improved coordination, the machine chest press consistently produced a more focused and intense contraction in the pectorals. This reinforced the notion that if your primary goal is to achieve maximum muscle fatigue and targeted in one muscle group, machines can offer a distinct advantage. Furthermore, the literature supports this idea. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that free weight exercises such as dumbbell bench press result in a broader activation of the upper body muscles, including the deltoids, triceps, and core, compared to machine chest presses. While this comprehensive activation is ideal for building overall strength and stability, it may not be as efficient when you want to isolate a lagging muscle. This is why many bodybuilders and rehabilitation specialists favor machine-based exercises for the final sets of their workouts when they want to push a specific muscle to complete fatigue without the interference of secondary muscle groups. Another intriguing finding is related to neuromuscular efficiency. Free weight training appears to enhance the neural pathways that connect your brain to your muscles, which over time improves coordination and balance. This can be crucial for athletes who rely on precise, compound movements. However, this benefit comes with the cost of increased complexity in your workout. I found that when I struggled with a particular free weight exercise due to lack of stability, switching to a machine not only simplified the movement, but also allowed me to focus solely on the target muscle. The contrast between these approaches highlighted an important consideration. Your choice of equipment should match your current training objectives. If isolation and focus hypertrophy are your primary goals, machines may deliver a more efficient stimulus. On the other hand, if overall strength and functional performance are what you're after, free weights might be the better option. Ultimately, the debate isn't about one being universally better. It's about choosing the right tool for your situation. A hybrid or periodized approach can combine the best of both worlds, keeping your workouts challenging, your form precise, and your progress continuous. This adaptable strategy, supported by scientific research and personal experience, has been the cornerstone of my fitness journey. Comment below which one you prefer and why. If you want to achieve a Greek god physique naturally, make sure you watch my video series where I rank the best and worst exercises for muscle building.